evening. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net on the 08 machine. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. The Western Washington Amateur Television Society is a group of amateur radio operators that take to the airways with vast scan television located upon Cougar Mountain. We transmit on 70 centimeters, and it's a crossband repeater that spits out video at 1.2 gigahertz. So we'll pause for a second or two in case somebody needs to make an emergency contact or a contact before the net gets underway. Again, this is Dave, KD7ZYM. With that pause, we'll get back to the net again, the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. Anybody like to check in?
QKU. Q7N, Dave, good evening.
Got Ron checked in. And once again, I tried transmitting and didn't see anything coming back, but I am seeing visuals that came in from both James and Ron. So again, still taking check-ins. BHN out there. WB7ATS. Again, I didn't copy that. I'm apparently not making a repeater very well, so I'm going to get down louder here and try it again Wednesday. Well, thank you for your 7-3, WB7BHN. Again, taking check-ins for the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net. Okay, let's go to Ron, KD7QKU.
Evening, Dave. This is KD7QKU. Yeah, Jim down in Rochester. I could hear you, but you were pretty bad, unfortunately. We haven't heard from you for a while. It'd be nice to hear from you. And see, I just got Lee on Skype, so he's here with us. He's looks like he's been out on the water a little bit to me or something. His cheeks are a little bit rosy. I looked at his temperature. He's much cooler up there than we are. I'm showing 80 degrees here in the room, and I have the fan on. I'm pretty miserable. So we can go over to Lee and see what he has to say.
Okay, I'll wave to everybody. Yeah, N7KC, I'm Lee, I'm in Port Angeles, and our high today, believe it or not, was 87. Goodness sakes, 87. Anyway, right now it's down in the mid-70s, 76 I think, so it's very pleasant. And I'm a little rosy. There was, we had the beer can races last night down on the harbor. So, I don't know where I could have picked up, we're out there for 2 hours, and the sun was shining bright, so I probably picked up some rosiness from that. It was a kick in the pants last night. Oh my goodness, I was on a really fast boat. We won the first race, and then we were only 24 seconds after the winning boat in the second race, and we didn't even bother the third one, but we all came right in clustered together. It was really a lot of fun. 3 very fast boats were in it, and then one not so fast. Good time. Anyway, that's about it from here. I didn't punch the button on my timer, but I'll send it back to Ned. Hi, Dave. And Jim in Rochester. Yeah, I didn't get to hear you because my Skype was very, very slow in coming up. 10 minutes easy. But finally did. This is a Windows 7 machine. Anyway, back to Ned. This is N7KC in Port Angeles. I'm Lee. I'm third party, courtesy of Ron.
Thank you for that, Lee. In case you didn't hear because of Skype, Jim, WB7BHN, gave it early 7-3 and is going to try back Wednesday. His reception was rather poor down south. So let's see if we can get to James, WU7N.
Okay, let me throw up the screen here. There's my rendition of my video call sign tonight there. Kind of looks like somebody who had too much coffee did it. Warm here. I think I'm a little cooler than Ron because I'm up against a green belt and some of my southern exposure is protected by trees. So actually it doesn't get that bad, particularly since my home is dug into the side of the hill. I'd love to tell you I planned it that way, but I think I'm just lucky. It's been a pretty busy week, and I'm enjoying the weather. It's 2 months of the year we all have to water, so as a reminder to everybody, make sure your thirsty plants get a little bit of water, at least the ones you want to make it through the summer. And with that, that's it for my first go-around here, and I'll get my camera going. This is WU7N, back to net control.
WU7N, this is Dave, KD7ZYM in Lake City. I'm attempting to transmit, but don't seem to be having much luck going out. Haven't had a chance to check over the antennas with the heat. Got back from down south where 115 was rather warm, but here in the shack tonight it's 86, so I think I brought some of this Arizona warmth back with me. Been getting caught up the last couple of days with getting some food and getting a little shopping done, and today domestic chores, oh, are they much fun after you've been away about 3 weeks. So getting caught up with laundry and a little bit of housekeeping, and out watering a couple of rhododendron bushes that were kind of saying, I'm thirsty, and their leaves were kind of hanging down, so I've got a drip wand that goes on the hose, and it drips out a small stream of water, and just put that up to the base of the plant, and soak down in for about an hour, dripping probably, maybe a cup of water every 10 minutes. So anyway, rhodies have rather shallow roots, so they've already showed some improvement already of lifting their heads up a little bit. About what I've been doing, and so I'll turn around and ask, is there anybody else who would like to check in?
KF7BJI.
BJI, go ahead.
Hi, Dave and the net. Yeah, we got the 08 East Tiger back up and going, and it's up on the other tone. It's actually on as we speak, too. Yeah, I sent an email off to Gary and Rob there, but I was hoping to catch you guys where you started anyway. So anyway, just so you know, it's back on, and I'll turn this one off, and I'll I don't know, after the beginning of next week, That way it kind of lessens the confusion. But anyway, they're back up and running. Both of them back up and running at full strength now. So should be good to go there. Back to net, KF7BJI.
KF7BJI, the audio quality is fantastic. That where I'm at, you're 100% quieting in Lake City. So fantastic audio.
Port Angeles, ask about Echolink. If you can do anything with Echolink.
Yeah, funny you mentioned that. I'm actually gonna. Actually, Bob went and go get a computer. I don't have a new enough computer to talk to it through one of the machines up there. But anyway, we're gonna go up and reprogram. All I got to do is just turn it back on, and it'll be on. It'll be on the 08 East Tiger tone as it is right now. It's just turned off right now, so we're gonna run up there tonight and do that. I was hoping to get it done before your net, but yeah, sorry for the outage.
Fine, we appreciate all your good work, and so anyway, Lee would probably enjoy Echolink. So all right, thank you very much, KD7QKU.
Yes, indeed, guys. Yeah, and like I say, sorry for it so long, and certainly support what you do, and so anyway, try to keep it all going here and together. Alrighty, taking up enough of your time. Take care. 7-3 back to net. KF7
BJI KD7ZYM Western Washington Amateur Television Society net, and off to Ron KD7QKU.
This is KD7QKU again. Well, anyway, that's good news to hear that Tiger's up and running. Well, maybe Jim, W7BA channel, will be able to get in better now. So we'll see what happens on Wednesday night. And man, I don't have too much to say tonight. I'm looking at the temperature. I think it's 81 degrees here in the room. I have a fan running. It was kind of a miserable day, really. I didn't do much. I think I sat in front of a fan 99% of the time. I did go out and water the plants on the patio and the ones in the pots in front of the house, but that's about it. Oh, I was wondering, Dave, where did you end up putting your boat? So, of course, Lee probably doesn't know about your boat. A model boat. Oh, okay. Lee got all excited. I figured that would get him excited. All right, let's switch over to Lee.
Oh my gosh, okay, Lee, you're in 7KCMPA, Port Angeles. Well, yes, I talked to Dave, I think it was yesterday, and he told me that you guys went junking. And he's a good guy to go junking with because he always finds the good stuff, you know. So anyway, and he got this apparently a very nice model sailing boat, some 3 or 4 feet long, maybe a 40-inch mast or something like that. Well, yes, I had heard about that, but Ron talked about the way he was talking. I thought you had actually bought another boat. I thought, holy smokes, you know. Well, at any rate, oh, James, good evening to you. I didn't mention you the first time around. Anyway, and Rich, thanks so much for your good work over there. It does sound, and I haven't frankly been impacted at all with the loss of Echolink, but Ron has been doing this acoustic patch, which may be terrible audio. I can't hear it, of course, so I don't know. But anyway, Echolink is fun, so I'll enjoy that for sure. Anyway, thank you much. I don't have anything else. I watered this afternoon. Oh, it's dry here. We have had 0 rain in July so far. What's this, the 14th today, I guess. So half the month, no rain. We had about 0.6 of an inch last month. We had 0.08 inches the month before that. So we've had very, very little rain. So anyway, I was out watering I watered half the property here on the north side, and all the planters and all that sort of stuff. And then tomorrow morning, I'll do the south side and soak it and all, and see what we can do. It just worries me that there's a lot of trees over here. I mean, we're sort of all in the trees, and I'd hate to think if something gets started. So try to keep the trees as well watered as possible. Most of ours are cedars, and they take an enormous amount of water. I just can't satisfy them, I'm sure, but at least anything is better than nothing. And I didn't tap that foot switch again, so I better get out of here. This is N7KC in Port Angeles. Third party, courtesy, KD7QKU. Back to you, Ron.
KD7QKU, back to the net.
7QKU, thank you, Ron. Well, guess who's up next? Let's go on to WU7N.
Thank you to Rich, if you're still listening. Certainly appreciate all the work you guys put into the repeater out there. And I'll be sending you an email just to clarify what tones do what, or if there's more than one reception point and transmission point. Tonight I thought might be of interest to everybody. Let me get subject A. Experimenting with some video surveillance cameras. This camera right here is kind of an old style. You can see there's a lens in the middle surrounded by infrared emitting LEDs. Looks like that's coming out fairly well. Technology that I find very interesting, and it's I'm wondering why people didn't come up with this sooner, but it's an integrated camera and then the little ball at the bottom is an infrared sensor. So in order to actually trip an alarm, which I'm not quite sure what good surveillance cameras are if they don't, but you have to have both an infrared movement and also a movement on the video camera itself. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Being a video group, I thought everybody would like to see that. Interesting the distortion that shows when you get something up close to a camera that has a very small diameter lens, because it looks like this thing is huge, but I'll hold it right up next to my head. And you can see that it's a usual-sized security camera. Comparison between the two.
Let's see the comparison. Your head is small and the camera is big, is that right?
WU7N, back to net.
7N. So your head is small and the camera is big, is that right?
The camera is actually 5 feet long. My head is only about 8 inches wide, but that's part of the optical illusion.
Interesting. Technology marches on, and I'm sure that the sensors are more sensitive in the newer models.
The two cameras, the smaller camera is I think 960 lines, and the other camera is at 1080p video. And when you really look at them, even on the same monitor, there's just a huge difference in resolution. But I still can't do what they do on CSI, where they zoom in on the reflection from the ATM and read the license plate way down the road. I haven't quite got there yet.
That's the Hollywood factor.
Factor for me when the client wants the same thing.
I hear you there. Anything else you have?
That's it for me. Back to you, WU7N.
7N, this is KD7ZYM, Dave in Lake City for the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. Well, the shack is showing 86.6 degrees, a little bit on the warm side. No fan, and hopefully as soon as it cools down I can get up and work on these antennas for the ATV at my place. I was going to do some yard work. With the temperatures being what they are, I decided to pass on that. It's got to get cooler here in the next week or two, hopefully the next week. Looking at the 7-day forecast, maybe it's the week after. But certainly is nice to have the sunshine here and enjoying that very much. So I really don't have much else to say, so I'll move it back up to the top to Ron, KD7QKU.
Okay, this is KD7QKU. Yeah, that was kind of nice looking at those cameras, James. I have some of those outside. They're older surveillance. They had infrared in them, and you supposedly can see at night, but you don't see too much at night, unfortunately. I had some black and white cameras up that were, those are color, the ones I'm talking about now that I have, but I had some black and white cameras up for a long time, and they were almost as good at night, believe it or not, from the street light and stuff. And I have motion detector lights outside, and so if the motion detector got turned on, well then you can see quite well on the old black and white lights. So anyway, well, Dave, I don't know. It's pretty hot. I don't know how long you want to go with the net, but I don't have much to say either, so we'll go over there to Mr. Lee Bond and see if he has anything to show us or if he has any more words of wisdom.
Okay, this is N7KC in Port Angeles, Lee here. Well, I hit the foot switch this time. Well, what I got my West Mountain Radio CBA4 Pro out the other day because I had some batteries that I needed to characterize. So I'm just holding it up here. If you guys have not seen these or seen them run, these very, very nice gadget if you're into measuring batteries. And also, it turns out that the new software does solar cells as well. It'll characterize solar cells and you can find a sweet spot where you want to run it for maximum power out. Anyway, these things just plug into, right, well, there's a USB port here, and you just plug it into the computer, and on the other end, well, you put the battery on, and then it's got a place for a temperature probe, which I also have for this thing, and the other one is, it's an accessory. I don't know, I'm not sure if that's programmed for you. Anyway, I had a battery. I have this is an EverStart ES4 LBS, and this is a 3 ampere hour AGM, lead acid AGM battery, so that's absorbed glass mat. And I got that so I could take my chart plotter out on the water. So last week's racing on a week ago yesterday, I took that battery and my Garmin chart plotter out on the sailboat, and so we had speed over the ground. You know, I don't have a water log meter, but we could get speed over the ground, and it's a full-blown chart plotter with the blue charts, and it's really quite nice. I'm down to 30 seconds. I better quit. Anyway, it's down to 64 here now. Very pleasant. N7KC, Port Angeles. I'm Lee. Third party.
W7N.
Thank you with that again. The Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. Go to James, WU7N.
Okay, this is WU7N. I'm trying Echo Link on 147.080. Does anyone copy me?
Negative at this time. I believe Rich said he was that was not operative till next week.
I'll go ahead and give the old school a try. When anyone transmits on the repeater, I hear it quite clearly on Echo Link. But when I try to transmit on Echo Link, it doesn't seem to work very well. There is a little...
And disconnected.
Picture still. Well, anyway, that's very interesting about the battery analyzer. I may be contacting you more about that because there's a battery analyzer at Harbor Freight I've been looking at for years to get because I've got a bank of 12 batteries, and as they age, I'd like to know how much I can honestly expect out of them. I just use little trickle chargers from Harbor Freight, and I found, at least according to my standards, about 1 out of 3 of the little wall trickle chargers from Harbor Freight really didn't work well, but they were very nice in taking them back. And I found the older ones that actually have a transformer in them seem to work better than the new switching power supply ones, which is odd. I suppose if the earthquake hits, I'll have a few batteries around to power something, assuming the entire house is still up on the side of the hill. So anyway, that's it for me for this round. This is WU7N, back to net.
W7N, this is Dave, KD7ZYM. Well, maybe we should move over to Skype and see what's happening there. Anybody have anything else? Hearing, let's go to Ron, KD7QKU.
I agree with that, so I'll say 73 and look for you on Skype, I guess.
We'll terminate the net. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net on the 08 machine. Shutting down a little bit early this evening at 2028. I'd like to thank the owners and operators, CTAC Repeater Group, for allowing us to use the 08 machine on Wednesdays and Saturdays between 8 and 9 o'clock for our nets. So we'll be terminating early this evening. Good evening all. This is Dave, KD7ZYM.